Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at the life and legacy of a true musical icon, Asha Bhosle. Her voice was, for so many, the soundtrack of their lives, and we're going to explore the incredible impact she left behind.
So we start with some really sad news. The world of music is in mourning because the legendary singer Asha Bhosle passed away on April 12, 2026. It truly marks the end of an era.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about her passing. Then, we'll dive into her just unparalleled career. After that, we'll see how the entire nation paid tribute. And finally, we'll look at what her final state honors really signified.
Okay, let's get right into it, starting with the details of her passing.
Yeah, so she'd actually been admitted to Breach Candy Hospital in Mumbai just the evening before, apparently for exhaustion and a chest infection. Her son, Anand Bhosle, was the one who had to confirm the heartbreaking news to everyone waiting outside.
But to really understand why this is such a huge loss, you have to look at the scale of her career. I mean, the numbers we're about to see, they're just staggering, almost unbelievable.
Just try to wrap your head around this. Over 12,500 songs. That's not a typo. And not just in one language, but in over 20 different Indian and foreign languages. It's just, wow. It's no wonder the Guinness World Records officially recognized her for having the most studio recordings by any artist, ever.
And her journey started so early. She recorded her first song back in 1943 when she was just 10 years old. A few years later, she made her way into Hindi cinema, and by 1957, with the film Naya Daur, pretty much everyone knew her name. That was really the moment she became a household name, kicking off a career that lasted, you won't believe this, a full 8 decades.
And throughout that incredible 8-decade journey, the awards just kept coming. We're talking about India's most prestigious honors for arts and culture, like the Dadasaheb Phalke Award and the Padma Vibhushan, which is the country's second highest civilian honor. That's a huge deal.
But look, it wasn't just about the number of songs, right? It was her versatility that was truly off the charts. People say she was one of the most adaptable, most dynamic voices in the history of Indian music. Period.
Think about it like this. She was the voice for so many of India's leading ladies across totally different eras. We're talking golden age icons like Meena Kumari and Madhubala. And then, decades later, she's singing for 90s stars like Urmila Matondkar and Kajol. Her voice it fit everyone. It was the essential soundtrack for their most famous roles.
And the songs themselves? I mean, come on. Just look at this list. These aren't just songs, they're iconic anthems. Dum Maro Dum, Chora Liya Hai Tumme. Each one is a piece of history that millions of people can sing by heart, instantly recognizable.
So, as you can imagine, when the news broke, the reaction was immediate and just massive. A huge outpouring of grief. Tributes started flooding in from literally every corner of the country.
And we're talking tributes from the very top. Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself put out a statement, and he really captured what everyone was feeling, saying her journey, well, it enriched the country's entire cultural heritage.
And it wasn't just one side of the aisle. Leaders from all across the political spectrum, like Raj Thackeray, spoke out. What's interesting is that he pointed out not just her unbelievable talent, but her resilience as a person. He mentioned that even with personal hardships, she never let sorrow overpower her spirit. That says a lot.
So what does all this tell you? Her impact went way beyond just music or movies. You had chief ministers, governors, legendary filmmakers like Subhash Ghai, famous lyricists. Pretty much everyone felt this loss personally. Her voice had touched that many people.
And that brings us to this next part, really the ultimate sign of respect a nation can give. The Indian government made an announcement. Asha Bhosle would be cremated with full state honors.
So, what exactly does full state honors mean? Well, think of it as a high-level public funeral. It comes with official government protocols, and it's something that's reserved only for people considered to be of immense national importance. It's a very big deal.
The whole thing was organized in a way that allowed the public to be a part of saying goodbye. First, her body was placed in a glass casket at her home so people could come and pay their respects. Then, a funeral procession made its way from her home all the way to Shivaji Park in Mumbai, a really famous public space, for the final ceremony.
And a couple of details here really highlight just how official and significant this was. Her body was draped in the tricolor, the Indian national flag, and the police gave her a ceremonial salute. It was a final, formal goodbye from the state, recognizing her as a true national treasure.
So a voice that was a constant in so many lives for 8 whole decades is now silent, and it really makes you think. The question isn't if she'll be remembered. I mean, of course she will. The real question is, how will new generations discover her music? With a legacy of over 12,000 songs, the singer may be gone, but her voice, her music, that's going to live on forever.